get to drive the 13 mitigator Ford Fusion. I'd like to thank you for listening to Let's Talk Racing.tv.
Driver of the number 5 Kiker Motorsports Camry. Welcome to Let's Talk Racing TV.
With Rockingham Speedway. Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Tiffany Peter, driver of the number 17 Toyota NASCAR Camp World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing. Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bain, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing. I'd like to welcome everybody to Let's Talk Racing, and on the phone we already have Brian Morehouse. Later on we'll have C.E. Falk III, Chrissy Wallace, and Albert Falk. C.E. was running out at the Denny Hamlin Foundation race Thursday night. Chrissy Wallace is the daughter of Mike Wallace. Albert Falk is the guy that likes to run the carts running around Langley. Doing some good running. Anyway, how you doing tonight, Brian?
Pretty good. How are you been doing?
I'm trying to stay cool. All of a sudden it got warm out here.
This weather's pretty weird. One minute it's cold, next minute it's burning hot. And it's about, I think it hit 90 degrees down here in Charlotte today.
Ouch.
Yeah, it'll be a hot summer. I'm feeling.
Well, you can keep that stuff down there.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say you keep it up there.
Oh, I tell you what, I like to share.
Don't share too much.
How's Miss Bristol doing?
Doing good. As soon as we get done, we're going down to Lake Norman. We're going to be introduced to water today, so we'll get him out the boat, get him out in the water, and see how he does. Hopefully he's going to enjoy it.
I thought Bristol was a female name for a dog.
Oh, Bristol's a boy. You're about the third person that asked me that, but, I mean, I was dying to name a dog Bristol. So, I guess maybe it didn't fit too good, but I don't know. Short track racing and his attitude, they fit pretty good, I think.
Well, hey, I offered.
Yeah, I know, man. You offered the training for me. I should have taken you up on it because I can tell you what, you definitely got a beagle attitude.
All mine are nice lovey-doveys, and they'll play a little bit, but they're pretty much just lay around and take it easy, eat food and poop. That's about it.
Well, mine's lovey-dovey when he wants something. He's definitely got the Bristol attitude, but nah, they're good dogs. A lot of fun to have and everything, but we'll see how he does out in the water tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping he likes it.
He should be all right. They're a little bit squeamish the first time they get in. They just have to get used to being able to run in and out, make them feel better about it. Anyway, let's get everybody a little bit of your resume, how you got into racing, and how you got to where you are now.
I got into racing back, well, I've always been around racing. My family, seems like I grew up out at Limelight Speedway there in Hampton, Virginia. And my family was very close to old owner from years past by the name of Jenny Dunleavy, who ran out of Richmond. And so I was always around short track racing. And, of course, anytime we could, we'd go to, the Grand National, the old Grand National races.
Yeah.
Also, the old Winston Cup. So grew up around it, and I thought I'd try it there for a little while. So as soon as I got out of high school and was going to school in the shipyard, I got into racing and found out I wasn't much of a race car driver. And my dad pointed that out to me on numerous occasions. And one night when we were working on the car, he just looked at me and said, "Why don't you go to work for a racetrack?" So that was probably some good advice. And I did. I went to work for what's now Virginia Speedway, and up there in Saluda. and worked there for quite a few years before getting into helping people with their cars and everything, spotting. Then I came over to Langley, and after about 7 or 8 years out at Langley, I decided to make the move down here and try to get on with NASCAR in some way with their organization.
Good deal. So you get to be in pretty much just about any of the NASCAR races that they have out there. They pick you up from here and drop you off there, basically, right?
Yeah. Generally, you know, I started off with the Southern Mods, working under Sherry Clifton, 5 years ago, and I started off doing that, and then I eventually got on with K&N with the NASCAR organization, and then from there I got into Cup, K&N. So now the ones that I generally work is either the Southern Modifieds, K&N East, the Nationwide, and Cup events. So throughout the year I usually do about 30, 32 races, and pretty much it seems like I'm going almost every weekend, trying to hold down a full-time job on top of that and working with NASCAR. So it's a lot of fun, and I love to travel and be able to see new places, do new things, and see everybody.
Cool. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot. Which is your favorite race to be at?
Langley Speedway. No, I'm only kidding. Favorite race to be at?
Or actually the division, I reckon, for right now.
I really like the Nationwide. I love working the Nationwide races. You know, they are televised and everything, but it's a lot of fun. The guys that I work with are great, but they're great in every division I work with. I have learned so much from every division. But you know, I hate to take away from the Southern Modifieds because I started off with them guys, and it's always going to be home to me because it just feels like I walked into the door and came in with a lot of new people, and have really learned a lot from just that division. So I hate to really say it, but it seems like every division I really enjoy, and you always be able to take something away with you, and just great people to work with. I really can't say, which is my favorite. I got some favorite tracks because there's a lot of entertainment, for the weekends. You got places like Bristol, Richmond, because that's back home.
Yeah.
Charlotte, when you have the All-Star race and stuff like that. Those are pretty nice races, and, a lot to do on those weekends while you're there in town.
Now, I was on watching TV for a little bit earlier today, and apparently somebody got some fines and stuff. Do you know what was up with that?
Yeah, I've heard evidently some Nationwide crew chiefs had gotten fined. I wasn't, I don't know a whole lot about it. Didn't work the Nationwide race this weekend, but yeah, I did hear, there was some things that were brought back and talked about during the week.
I was just
Did I?
curious because, like I said, I just happened to notice it running along the ticker on one of the channels. I don't remember which one it was.
I think it's all going to come out, and I'm really being honest with you. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't work the Nationwide race this weekend, and I just know what I've read, and that's pretty much nothing. So, like I said, I was only in Richmond this weekend for the K&N race and the late model race that took place on Thursday night, and Friday and Saturday night got to enjoy time with my family, friends, and being in the area that I grew up in.
A little bit shifting here. One of our old friends, Mike Skinner,
Yes.
is going to be running again in the Cup Series.
Yes, I heard about that. I'd heard about that last week, that somebody was saying that he was talking to some team about running, and now, from what I understand, he signed on, and I believe their first race is going to be Darlington.
Yep, the Bojangles Southern 500, the Hamilton Means Racing Toyota.
That will be great.
Number 52. Yeah, it's just really cute because Mike was doing the pace truck rides when we were at Rockingham.
Really?
Yeah, so it was good to be able to talk with him again. I hadn't seen him in forever,
he's a really nice guy, and you know, Jimmy Means been around for many years with the 52. Of course, that was during Grand National Bush days, and you know, he fields a car right now in the Nationwide, or started off the season with that, and now you know they've got a Cup program. So I wish them the best. You know, two great guys. Hopefully, they'll put something together and really make something of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice because his wife was also in the truck with us.
I see where you're going.
Me and Steve Durbin and his wife were all in the truck, and he made some comment and says that, hey, you can do anything you want. I said, you're not going to really scare us. Only thing you're going to scare us is if that thing gets out of control and winds up spinning around. Then that's going to lighten up our eyes a bit. Angie says, don't tempt him.
Don't tempt him at all. There you go.
Yeah, me and Steve both did videos while we were doing the ride along with him, so it's pretty fun.
Well, that was pretty good. Maybe he was going and getting some test laps in or something, you know?
Hey.
You never know. I mean, hopefully things will do good for him, and that organization will be able to put together a good program and, you know, be competitive.
Oh, yeah. That's what we always want to do, is see them come out. I mean, look at the Bush Brothers. They put together a nice little nationwide program. Bam.
Yeah, they really have. You know, that's one team that I'll have to say. I mean, they started off from scratch. They have really put together something good, starting off with the Camping World team. They've got a out-of-this-world facility over in Mooresville. And, you know, of course, everything being put together, you know, with Kurt changing rides this year and going with Phoenix Racing, and, you know, Kyle deciding, you know, that he was going to go ahead and start his own nationwide team. I think the Bush Brothers have really put together something, and look forward to great things out of them from now and into the future.
Now, I know you were out at Richmond Thursday night. What did you think of the Denny Hamlin Foundation race?
Great race. It was really nice to see some old faces, some guys that basically had been around racing for years. You had Woody Howard, of course, Greg Edwards, and C.E. Falk, and guys like that. I really thought it was a great race. Greg Edwards really put on a great show. He was chasing him down there at the end on old Tony Stewart, but you know, the laps were counting away. But I really thought it was a good race, and my hat's off to Greg Edwards and Randy Sears and that whole team. They really put together a great car to run in that Denny Hamlin Invitational.
Yeah, him and Ashley were supposed to both be here tonight, and he wound up having to go back to the race shop. So he said he'd be out here next week. So he's going to bring his pole award in and everything else, you know.
It was really nice to see Greg, you know, starting on the pole. There was a lot of great competition there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got to think that some of these guys were the best of the best, and then you had your Cup guys in there. And number one, a lot of these cars, I mean, they were superb. I mean, some of them looked brand new. And I know the Cup guys, theirs were, but Greg really, he jumped on out there. He did a great job. He held his own line, did everything right. It was just, you know, you're talking about smoke. I mean, he's going to come by and do what he's got to do to get by you, but everything was real clean. I thought it was a great race. Both races that night were great with the K&N East and the late model event.
Yeah, K&N was a pretty good race too. Travis Pastrana was out there running.
Yes.
Of course, that's the new push for new NASCAR people, fans, to get in, to be watching, trying to get a whole new group of people in, the extreme guys.
And, you know, we don't get to talk about this kid a whole lot. You know, before long, he probably won't be a kid no more. It's Chase Elliott, Bill Elliott's son. He really is going to be a great race car driver. If you watch this kid, he's very well-mannered. He's a good sport. He shows great sportsmanship. He was coming on there at the end, and I had Brett Moffitt and that team and on pit road. So the last I'd say the last 7 laps were very, very interesting. Brett ended up winning it by, less than a foot.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I think Chase Elliott's going to be the name you're going to be hearing.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, he's out there, and I mean he's got the family name, so everybody's really familiar with him. And you saw how he did. Still there? Hello, hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hang on, see, I think I lost Brian Morehouse. Hang on a second.
Oh.
Brian, you still there?
Yes.
Somehow, when I conferenced you, yours went on hold.
Oh, okay. I see where I rank with you, and I didn't get a Christmas card this year. Thank you, Roger.
Oh, I send you lots of stuff on the internet, though.
I'm only kidding, man.
I know.
But, no, I really thought it was a good race. K&N, you know, some great competition in that division, but it was really fun to work that late model race and around some of the drivers and crew chiefs that I came up around before moving down here to Charlotte.
Yeah, now you got somebody on the other line here who was just calling in, and CE Falk.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. How's it going?
Doing good.
We have Brian Morehouse on the other line, by the way, CE.
Yeah, I heard him.
That's pretty bad when they recognize you by your voice, Brian.
Hey,
Yeah, you got to hear when them NASCAR officials come up behind you.
I'm going to leave that alone.
He just recognizes my voice, and I don't have to go up to his crew chief or anything. So that's a good thing, right?
Yeah. Just got to keep those guys at bay. I'll handle the officials.
I tell you what, man, y'all guys put on a great show the other night for the Denny Hamlin Invitational. You, Greg, and all the local guys coming up from Langley and the Richmond area. Really proud to say that I'm from that area. And, you know, I watched CE grow up basically at Langley. And it's awesome to be able to see somebody with good talent be able to put together awesome programs and be able to move on. I've heard great things for maybe this season for you. And man, I just want to wish you the best of luck, buddy.
No, I appreciate it, man, and be
Roger,
safe.
I'm going to cut on out of here, man. I'm going to go ahead and get Bristol down to the water. If, you know, you hear of someone drowning in the water, it's probably going to be me. It won't be Bristol.
Bristol will pull you out.
I hope so.
All right, Brian, you have a good night.
All right, be good.
All right, thanks for being on.
Thank you.
All right, CE, how you doing tonight?
I'm fine, thanks. How you guys doing?
Oh, pretty good, everybody. We have CE Falk, the third on here. He drives late models. He's driven Camping World trucks. And Thursday night he was out competing in the Denny Hamlin Foundation race. How was that working for you out there?
Well, I mean, the whole day was going good till the race started. We were fast in practice and qualified fifth, which I was really happy with. And once the race got going, we didn't quite have the speed we needed. We were just way too free and pretty much had to hold on for about 50 laps. But we came in and done the break, and we fallen back to about 11th from our fifth starting spot. And just had to tighten the thing up and just made some good solid adjustments and picked up a few spots. And I thought we were going to have a good restart right there towards the end, but Burton missed a shift, and that cost us some spots. We picked up 3 spots in the last 5 laps there, which was tough. Because Richmond, it's a lot of fun. It's really fast, and it's just you gotta be really. I guess you gotta be really careful. It's you're going so fast, and the cars are moving around so much, just off air. The only time our cars move a short track is somebody's bumpers underneath of you. You're or hitting the guy in front of you. So the aero there is incredible. So we're just trying to take care of one another, and we knew we had a good car. We just had to make it to the end, and we came out with an 8th out of there, which is good. It was better than what I had last year, and got some good notes for next year.
Well, good. Now, of course, you guys, what do y'all do to change over from like Langley or South Boston to run at Richmond?
Not everything except for the seat. It's pretty gruesome the changes that we had to make to accommodate the good year, and I think it's something that some of the regular late model guys that run Hoosiers every weekend that don't have a connection to a UARA or just have time on the Goodyear tires. It takes so much. And, you're moving your. It just throws off every geometrical point you could have, and then the tire. You have to give the tire what it wants, and trying to figure that out through a test and 2 practice sessions. It's really tough. So, but it's just part of the game, and especially Richmond too. I mean, it's not like you're going from a good year to run at Langley. You're going to Richmond too, so it takes a whole another ball game of setups and things you have to try to manipulate the car and being fast, and because they all talk about being able to turn and being loose, but it's not very fun being sideways trying to get off the corner, and turn forward staring you at the face ready to eat you alive. So it's a big challenge, but I think we did pretty well.
Yeah, about how many laps you think you got in before you had to start scooting up a little bit to keep your speed going?
Through
the turns.
We were moving around the whole time, just trying to find a different line, moving up the hill, getting in turn one, and going in three, making a late entry into three to diamond the corner off, and you're actually using brakes out there, which is hard to believe, but the tire it's pretty hard and pretty unforgiving, so it's just it's a handful out there, that's for sure. But it's a lot of fun, and it's a great event, and I tell you, it's a lot of great. It's a great opportunity for people like myself and other young guys out there trying to get their name, out there and be said on Speed Channel is huge. So just got to thank Speed and Denny Hamlin for that opportunity.
Yeah, I think they also even had it broadcast out overseas as well too.
Yeah, I mean it was live on Speed Channel, so whatever. We had the same on it. I think we probably had the same more audience in the Camp World Truck Race. So it was just a great show for a Thursday night.
Now, let me think here. Let's see. Now, did they have all of y'all running the same rear end gears, or were y'all allowed to change and select what you wanted to run?
Well, it is about like a regular NASCAR event. As far as like the top 3 series or K&N, they have a gear rule, and you can only pick gears between a 425 and a 443. So you're pretty limited there. I think everybody had a pick. They weren't really too harsh on which one you had to choose. But because there's about 4 of them you could be on, so it's you got some leeway there. But the motor deal is pretty critical out there to be successful.
I remember because I was pretty much sitting in turn 1 almost the whole night, and that going into the turn right there is where you can see a lot of stuff that the different drivers would do. I was noticing when Greg was running, he was staying down real tight and down low, and by about 25, 30 laps, then his tires started to go away. But before that, Tony and I forget who was behind him. I don't know if it was Jeff Burton or somebody else. They already starting to slide up the track just to keep their tires so they're not tearing them up and wearing them down, and I think that's what helped Tony get by him.
Yeah, I mean, Tony had a great car. I mean,
sounded sweet.
Yeah, Jeff, I mean, Burton probably had the best car out of anybody, but Tony, shoot, between Jeff Burton and Tony Stewart, they probably had 30,000 laps at Richmond under their belts.
Oh yeah.
I mean, compared to, Greg and myself, we were in the hundreds still. I mean, we might be at 150 or 200 laps. So, like I said, Greg had a good run, and we had a good run as well. And, coming from Langley to High Banks of Richmond, they can talk about Richmond being a flat track all they want until you walk out there.
Yeah.
She's got some banks.
Oh yeah, especially compared to Langley.
Well, I mean, even to South Boston or Motor Mile. I mean, it's just those places are considered bank tracks.
Go to the Rock. Check out the banks at the Rock.
Yeah, exactly. So, but all those Cup guys complain that they don't like racing at a flat track. That ain't a flat track.
Yeah, it takes a little skill.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. But like I said, those Tony and Jeff, they had thousands of laps there, and I mean it doesn't. That's one of the things going into a race is what can be in your advantage. Laps in the car or laps at the track, and they certainly had the laps at the track under their belt.
Here's a good one for you. Where were you on, I think it was the last restart, or next to last restart, when Joey Logano got like he was shot out of a cannon?
I don't really know what restart he got shot out of a cannon of. other than when Burton missed the shift and he was able to, capitalize on a few spots. I mean, like I said, we had gotten up to 10th at that point. We were going to have a good restart, just being up top. We could get the run off the corner. And, Burton missing it. It kind of cost us there. We got slid back to 12th or 13th. And had to drive, we were able to drive back to 8th. And, our car was finally hooking up. But just ran out of laps. I think we definitely could have run 5th or 6th there. But it's just once a year. So we'll go try again in 2013.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just curious because like I said, I was standing down there going into turn 1, and I could see pretty much almost back to the start line, unless I leaned over and looked further. But I was sitting there, and you had Tony, and you had Burton on the outside, and you had Greg on the inside on row 2, and all of a sudden I'm looking, and here comes an orange car shooting down on the flat, just going by Greg like he was standing still. It was like if Greg had missed or something, but, I mean, he just went zipping by him and eventually got back to him. I just wondered if you had any insight to what happened. I asked Joey later on, did he have a nitrous switch hidden somewhere in that sucker?
I mean, he could have, played the transmission right, hitting the shifts right, going from 2nd to 3rd to 4th. It's, transmission deal's pretty big out there, and, he probably hit it right. Like you said, they got 500 miles a weekend to hit their restarts right. So, whereas late model deal, we might have 2 or 3 cautions tonight.
What's in your future that you see coming up, CE?
My future is Saturday night, Langley Speedway. We got twin races there. Try to double up, and we left Richmond and went to Motor Mile, and we were able to get a win there this past weekend.
Ah, cool. And
so we got our 5th win of the year there. So we were trying to get number 6 and number 7. It's gonna be tough, but that's basically what we got. Is we're in this national point hunt, trying to get all the points we can, and it's gonna be tough. But we are really running good so far, and it's really early in the year, and I think we can do it. We got a great team.
Good. Have you got any more offers to get out there and be able to run some of the Camping World truck or anything else along those lines?
Well, I mean, I was being at Richmond and being the same day as a lot of the nationwide teams are going through tech and inspection and stuff. I had a great opportunity to talk with some team owners and stuff, and just making contacts and getting business cards and just being able to talk to face-to-face people you talk the phone with. It's a big thing. This sport is still very personal. They can talk about business all they want, but it's very personal for an owner and a driver to agree to let you drive their car. And so talk to those guys face to face and just getting a handshake. It's really important, and hopefully we did some work out there while we were out there having fun on Thursday.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was hoping to try to do, is to talk to a lot of the people we've had on the show and talk to some that we know that we've got planned for in the future. And I tell you what, there was a lot of people out there, and I did not even come close to maybe but 1/3 of the people I wanted to talk to.
Oh yeah. It's a really busy day for those guys. Tech's a pretty big deal, and past that, and plus a lot of head guys hadn't shown up yet, but it was still a good time, and it was really easy just to walk 20 feet into the nationwide garage. It's without having to show a hot pass or anything like that. You just show them you're in the driver's suit. You pretty much go anywhere.
Oh yeah. They may have slowed you. Well, let's say the Cup cars weren't in yet because the K&N was still down there.
Oh yeah.
What else you got on your plate?
Just trying to go fast, turn left. It's a big thing, We're just trying to make it every week with our cars. It's a battle every day, but it's a lot of fun, and really enjoy what I'm doing. And like you said, I'm trying to move up as best I can, but make sure I do it right, and be good equipment and have a good opportunity. And I think it's coming right around the corner.
Well, before you get out of here, why don't you go ahead and give your shout out to your sponsors?
Oh, absolutely. Well, first, just thanks to my mother and father who put up, helped me out with all my racing and making it happen. My crew: Sammy Houston, Cody Jones, Randy Armstrong, Jeremy Jordan, Mason Dunn, and my brother Wesley, and Carl's Racing Products. They've really stepped up this year and really helped me out. They were on the hood of our car for Richmond. And Paul Sawyer Foundation, they, on the quarter panels of the car, and Hampton Roads Toyota Dealers is a big help. Race Electronics, Vaughn Zipper Sunglasses, pretty much all of them. Just thank them all, and you never have enough, but treat the ones like you got like gold. So that's the way I look at it, and just have a good night at Langley this weekend.
Well, hopefully you do very well out there. I want everything to be competitive. I want the fans to have a good race out of it, and let you show off as much as you can.
Yeah, hopefully it's a little less exciting than it has been, and works out in our favor. If not, we'll duke it out like we've been doing and keep having a good time.
There you go. All right, C. Well, it was nice having you back on the show again. And like you said in the text to you, too bad you couldn't be here to have fun with us.
Yeah, well, who do you got in there tonight?
Well, it turned out being me by my lonesome self.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, Matt called in sick to me about 2 hours before the show, and I started going crazy because then I had to try to see who I had available, and everybody was working on their cars for this weekend.
Yeah, well, that's what I get to do. I get to work on them all day so I can rest easy at night.
There you go. Well, you have a good night, and we will talk to you again later.
All right, thanks, Roger.
All right, bye-bye. All right. Oh, lovely fun. I thought I was going to have Chrissy already calling in here. Oh, goodness. Still haven't found out who it was that had those fines. Let's see. Since it was in the Nationwide garage. See if we can find out here. Josh Richards. He's going to be making his Nationwide Series debut. Number 39, Joy Ford Mustang by Go Green Racing. That was one of the guys I wanted to talk to, was Archie St. Hilaire. He's the owner of that racing team. We're also going to have John West Townley. He's going to be in the number 24 at Talladega. Apparently what it was the bumper covers were confiscated. All three of the Richard Childress racing teams and all three Turner Motorsports teams had to replace the upper front bumper covers on their Nationwide cars Thursday after NASCAR confiscated modified bumper covers during inspection. Aha! That would have been Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, James Busher, Justin Allgaier, and Casey Kane. So, anywho, that didn't look good for those guys. Crew chiefs and car chiefs placed on probation and fined $10,000. But NASCAR has yet to officially announce the penalty as of yesterday. Let's see. Oh, hold on. There's an update. Apparently, they've been fined and placed on probation, so it did go through. Let's see here. Only the race ratings. Got 1.39 million viewers, according to Nielsen, watching it. And which was better than last year by about 200,000 people, 300,000. They only have 1.1. But seems like the everything's back and staying level with the series. Kenny Wallace is going to be back in the driver's seat at Talladega, the Rab Racing, number 38. Truex is going to do the number 20, Ryan Truex, in the number 20 Grime Boss Toyota Camry, Talladega. Let's see. Also, the JD Motorsports, their hauler Sunday about 7 p.m. caught on fire down at the shop. Thankfully, the cars had been pulled out, but just about everything else was still in the trailer, and it was a total loss. No injuries. The tractor was able to be detached and pulled away before suffering any damages. It was loaded with equipment, uniforms, backup parts, engine shock springs for the racing. The restaurant.com cars, 01, they were already out of the hauler, like I said. Let's see. Now, restaurant.com is doing a special with halfoffdeals.com where originally you could get discount coupons for restaurants. Okay. Now you're able to go there and purchase. They're going to give you a little bit better deal, but 10% also is going to go back to help out to replace the hauler. Right now they're running one of the Camping World Truck Series. Robbie Benton Racing is loaning them their hauler for this weekend's race. And apparently Black's Tire is going to help them out as well. Bear with me, I got to give a call or text somebody here. Alright, I reckon we'll have to do the call ourselves. Trying to get a hold of Chrissy Wallace. Hey Chrissy, we're waiting on you. Anywho, let's see. Restaurant.com, half off deals, Neo Fills, discount deals. They're going to take and partnering to provide some incredible values for the customers. Like I said, the 10% of the sales will be going back to the team. You can purchase a $200 e-gift card for restaurant.com and it only costs you $35. So you can take and go there, find out what restaurants are in your area, and then you'll be able to find a good place to go eat, and you'll help out Mike Wallace and JD Motorsports at the same time. Hey, Chrissy.
Hey, how are you?
Did I wake you?
No, I actually just got off of work.
Oh, goodness. We have Chrissy Wallace on the phone. She is the daughter of Mike Wallace, and she has done a lot of seat time in her racing cars. Why don't you give us a little short bio so everybody knows something about you here, Chrissy?
Well, I am 23 years old right now. Will be 24 May 15th, so in just a few days. But started running legend cars and bandoleros whenever I was 10 years old, and moved my way up to the Thunder Roadsters, the Pro Challenges, to the NASCAR Wheel and Modified Series and the late models, and then went to the Camping World Truck Series, the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and then Currently last year at Lebanon I-44 Speedway, I won the track championship and the ASA West Region Championship and second in the nation, and also was lucky enough to bring home 7 out of 20 wins.
That sounds good.
Oh, yeah, it is a really big year, but unfortunately right now we're struggling with sponsorship money and just trying to keep my foot and my name out there.
Oh, goodness. Were you down at the shop Sunday night?
I was not there. I actually had to work Monday morning, and so I didn't know about it until after I got off work on Monday. And, from what I hear, it kind of has something to probably do with some propane tanks or something that was on there. It's pretty devastating for my father and Johnny Davis Motorsports. They work, around the clock 7 days a week to get the money that they can to even show up at the racetrack. And, I know it's tough for them to be able to make it every week, so hopefully everybody will go to restaurant.com and buy some gift certificates or help with some money with trying to help their trailer and everything get fixed. They lost literally everything, lost all their tools, their shock jigs, their shocks. Luckily, their main car for Talladega wasn't in the trailer, so that was a big plus. But, if everybody could go to Johnny Davis Motorsports or on to MikeWallace.com or on his Facebook, there will be links on there to a PayPal deal to help out, raise money for his car. And I believe they're going to do something special for everybody that donates some money with putting their name on the car or something. So
cool.
if they could help out, that'd be tremendous.
Yeah, I told Tony that I was going to shoot them down a laptop so they'd have an extra laptop to use, because I know that I think they lost 4 of them in the hauler.
They did. They unfortunately lost the ones that were on top of the pit box, the ones that were on the cart with all their tools, and the ones in the trailer that they used to, with practice speeds and to do their shock dynoing and everything. So right there is a big loss for them themselves. And, hopefully they'll go to Talladega this weekend and pull out a win for JD Motorsports and Mike Wallace Racing. And, and they can recover from there. And with everybody's help, they can definitely recover. And I really want to thank everybody that is going to help him or who has helped him. It means a lot, not just to him, but to the whole NASCAR community and JD Motorsports and the Wallace family, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when I was out there Friday with you guys, I hate when I go to Richmond. It's always the Friday and Saturday thing. I really enjoyed spending some time with you and doing some stuff with your dad, getting some stuff for the website up for them. It was very fun, and I enjoyed talking with him. He's very straightforward, very personable, and you carry that trait well.
Thank you very much. We definitely had a lot of time spent together. Enjoyed having you guys there and everybody that comes out to be a part of our family and our racing community. And once again, can't ever thank the fans and our supporters enough. If it wasn't for them, then honestly, I don't know where this sport would be or where our racing careers would be. I don't think a lot of drivers, give the fans enough credit to say, hey, thank you for coming out every week and being there. Because a lot of these fans, like I met with one lady, she's never been to a race, but the first time me and my father raced at Talladega against each other in the truck series, she saved up all of her money to be able to come just to watch that one truck race. And that was the first race she's ever been to. So fans like that and people like that, it's really big to me. I take it a lot to heart, and that's definitely one of the things that I admire.
Well, being 23 years old, as you said, now what are you going to see as your next steps to start climbing up the ladder? Granted, I know one of the biggest, hardest things is going to be finding those sponsorship dollars.
Yeah, of course it's the sponsorship dollars, but my big thing that I want to go to next is honestly run a full year of the Camping World Truck Series, win Rookie of the Year honors, win a few races or get some poles, and then move up. I don't want to move my career too fast and, not have the results that I need to have and do what I should. And I've got me, myself, and whatever team I'm involved with, I know I have to prove to everybody that I can do it. And that's going to be one of the big things is trying to get the seat time and win some more championships. But the biggest thing is going to the Camping World Truck Series and win a championship there, Rookie of the Year honors.
You should go talk to Andy Hillenberg out at the Rock and see if you can't get some sponsorship off him and get you into the trucks.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. You know, he helped my dad out before with putting him in the truck series before when we did the first father-daughter duo at Talladega. And Andy's a really good guy. He's a good business person to be involved with, and even besides the whole racing side, he's a very good friend to our family and to me, and I appreciate everything he's done. But who knows? He might be someone I could work with and run an ARCA race or a truck race with him.
Well, I tell you what, I would much prefer, and everybody close their ears, that you be inside the Brian Silas ride instead of him.
Yeah. I personally wish so too, but Brian's the driver. He has money that's coming to the deal now, and unfortunately, that's why I learned it's not so much about who has the best talent anymore. It's about who has the biggest checkbook, and unfortunately, I do not have a big enough checkbook to be out there every week.
Well, I tell you what, I just see so much of it where there are so many drivers out there with talent, and they're never, ever going to get a chance to show it off.
And that's a shame that it's going to happen that way, I mean, I know there's a lot of kids that I've raced with growing up that, if they're going to make it, it's because they've had somebody help them along the way, but a lot of them have had really good talent, and it hasn't been able to make it because of the whole financial deal and the way the economy is. It's hard as a up-and-coming driver to get your name out there, to get the sponsorship money when not a lot of people have heard about you, especially if you haven't been in the Nationwide Series before, the Truck Series or Sprint Cup Series, competing on a weekly basis.
Well, my wife and I have decided if we ever do win a decent lottery, there are going to be a couple of drivers that we're going to give them a shot. Simply because, I know one guy, he's got over 105 wins. I know somebody else that's got over 500 wins, a female driver. And just trying to get them to be able to break out to the level that they want to do now. It just, the proverbial pulling teeth out of a hen,
Yeah. That's the biggest thing is, like I said, unfortunately, due to the financial issue and the crunch, that people that don't have the money that's been able to show their talent off before are unfortunately going to struggle. And, I wish something would change around. And who knows, maybe this year or next year, once elections are done and everything, the economy might get better. And I'm hoping that way. So a lot of, especially a lot of females, can be out there and prove to everybody else what we can do.
Now, have you had the chance to talk to Danica at all?
I have. There's been multiple times that we've hung out at the racetrack and we've talked, and we both even had ESPYs together about 2 years ago. And so, I know at the racetrack it's all serious business, but at the same time, I think she's the type of person outside of the racetrack. She can be a little bit more of herself instead of feeling like she's pressured and everybody's looking at her as a sex appeal and things like that. She's made the comments of that before, but outside of the racetrack racing world, she's a very nice person. She's a decent person, and who knows? Maybe one day me and her could work together and drive for the same team and gang up on all those guys and get a few wins under our belts or championships.
There you go. It sort of reminds me what your dad said to my friend Charles West about there. If you come out there dressed up as Richard Petty, expect all the stuff that you're going to see coming at you.
Oh yeah. I was giving trouble. I was joking around with him. This lady walked past me, and she was about in tears because of the fact she really thought he was Richard Petty, and she got her picture with him and got his autograph, and it made the lady's day. So I know he had to be laughing on the inside, but at the same time, he was enjoying it.
Oh, I will tell you this. I have been with him. I give you an actual example. Kenny Schrader walked up to him last year at the Denny Hamlin Foundation race, started talking to him, and he kept trying to tell him that he wasn't Richard because Kenny thought it was Richard and was just going on and on about something they had been talking about earlier that day. And then Kenny said, well, it was nice to talk to you again. I'll see you later. Bye. And he still hadn't had a chance to say anything to him to the contrary. I was actually talking with Joey Logano because last year I said, "Hey Joey, did you ever show that picture to Richard Petty?" Because he took a picture with him and Charles, and he said he was going to try to go show that to Richard and see what he thought. And when I ran into him Thursday night, he still hadn't had a chance to, but he came by and was able to see him on Friday, I believe, too.
Well, like I said, it was great having you guys out there, and we really appreciate you guys coming out there and being part of our group.
No problem. I told Johnny and your dad I'll see if I can't get some nice home cooking brought out there next time.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nice. You know, those Krispy Kreme donuts and that Stouffer's lasagna that was holding the race team over. And so I think we've got to thank Walmart and Harris Teeter and places like that.
Yeah, my daughter, she cooks a lot of food and cooks a lot of it good. My belly, as you can tell, is a nice indicator. But when it was time, when I went home, I told her, I said, "Oh, yeah, we had some of your favorite lasagna," and I told her it was Stouffer's, and she liked to gag.
Yeah. Nothing's as good as homemade food.
Oh yeah, she kicks it up a notch. So when we have our Christmas parties, she takes and does all my catering for the Christmas party here.
Well, at least you got someone doing it for you, right?
There you go. All I gotta do is clean the dishes every once in a while.
Yeah, that's normally how Christmas and Thanksgiving for our family is my dad and my brother get to do a lot of the dishes and everything and setting the table, and me and my mom and my sister get to do the cooking.
There you go. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and let you get going. I'm wondering if my next guest is going to call in. I think he forgot his time.
I appreciate you letting me be on the show. Once again, it was a pleasure talking to you, and I just want to thank all of our fans and our supporters and everybody that's going to help us out with the tragedy of losing the race hauler and all the parts and everything like that.
Good deal. All right, Chrissy. Let me go ahead and conference him in, and I'll let you. Still, you there, Albert?
Not Albert, but I'm here.
Okay.
Actually, I was calling about a couple things. I have a Dell laptop in my cord.
All right, you need to call back tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. The business was closed at 6, and we're doing a TV show.
All right.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem. Thank you.
Still there? Oh shoot. Lost Christy somehow. Oh well. Sorry about that, Chrissy. All right, let's try this again. Let's talk racing.
Hey, it's Albert. How you doing?
Hey, good, Albert. I thought you were calling in. A customer was trying to call me at almost 8 o'clock when we closed at 6, and I bet it's the person that pulled up outside and was looking right at the door that has the hours on it. Oh, gosh. We have Albert Falk on the line here. Albert Falk has driven in quite a few divisions. Late model I know because I used to race against him. And then he's also run the karts out here at Langley. Give everybody a quick bio on yourself, Albert.
Well, I guess like the rest of the Falk family, we're born and bred racers. Going to racetracks since I was a kid. They were taking me around the Busch Grand National stuff in the 80s. Started running a late model in the teens when I was 16, as soon as I could drive, and ran probably 5 or 6 seasons of that. Left there, went to work for Curtis Key in a Crescent truck deal, built some trucks, and went to work for Lamar Robinson, the Hoosiers Pro Cup deal, helped with Bobby Gill, and got lucky enough to win a couple of races with that operation. And kind of scaled back since then, kind of turned into more of a hobbyist, trying to help whoever wants some help. I guess I'm kind of a little bit of free labor. If everybody wants a little help, I'll go out there and do it. But I've had a lot of fun with these champ cars here lately. It's an interesting division. It's a different dynamic than your everyday late model big car stuff.
Yeah, apparently I think they've been coming down hard on you guys about the weights on those things, because I remember not too long ago, one of the races you had like 3 or 4 people DQ'd for being underweight.
Yeah, I heard that. That's about all I can say about that.
Were you one of them?
It wasn't me. No, one of my teammates was. So, yeah, I kind of got a little sour apples on that. I'm better off if I just keep quiet, I guess.
Yeah, I was talking with Cliff Savage, and he was telling me that he was one of them that got snagged on being too light.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was a couple of them. I think it was 4 of the top 5. I think they got snagged on. Not all weight. I think one of them was a miscellaneous carburetor issue that really wasn't an issue, but yeah, rules are rules. So they're there for us to follow them.
There you go.
That's how it works. I've been lucky enough to be on both sides of the fence with the arena race and stuff, running the tech operation for that. So I understand they have to do what they have to do. It's part of the job, and every now and then you got to make a decision. Not everybody's happy with it, but the decision has to be made.
Yeah. Now, do you miss racing in the late models?
Oh, do I ever? Yeah, I've got mine sitting in the garage. It's ready to go. We just don't have the money to fund it. And the last time we brought it out there, I think it qualified 5th and was running well until we broke a ratchet. So, yeah, I always got the itch. I always want to go back. I mean, how could you turn down something like that? It's just such a fun car to drive.
Oh yeah, I remember the days.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you and I, we turned a lot of laps around that place.
I tell you what, I still like that night you and I ran side by side, and it had to have been at least for 10 laps. And everybody I talked to thought for sure that we were going to crash.
Oh, yeah.
That we couldn't do that side by side. And I guarantee you, because I was outside, I could see we were only about 4 to 6 inches apart from each other most of the time. And
that was good racing.
Oh yeah,
that was good racing.
You'll have to carry on without me.
Good shows. Yeah. We'll have to squeeze in one here sometime. Let you get back in it.
Now, didn't was it Jeff Falk? Didn't he buy some equipment in the Cup or Nationwide Series here recently?
Joe is.
I'm sorry, Joe.
Well, yeah, it was Joe. And don't hold me down to all the info because I don't know that I'm 100% versed in it. But I think Joe has either bought the 33 from Childress or is partnered with it. I'm trying not to get too big into the details. I'm so busy with everything else we've got going on that I know he's involved, and I'm glad to see Joe back in the sport. Joe is good for the sport as an independent. He wants to be competitive. I think having the opportunity to run the 33 for Richard helps a little bit. But Joe's gotten involved with, he's been involved with Hillman Racing for the last probably 2 or 3 years on some of the starting part programs that they've done and some of the truck stuff. So he's been playing with it for a while. And I think he finally got back in the media's attention when he got into the Cup car again.
Well, now, is he thinking about running, or is he thinking about having somebody else running it?
There's been a lot of talk on it, and I can't even begin to speculate on it, Roger.
You trying to talk him into some guy named Albert getting into him?
I'd like to, but I think it's a hard sell now. I think if anybody's got the shot to climb in there, it's CE.
Yeah.
And I think I'd rather sell CE for the option than me because CE's got a lot of talent, and he just needs a good shot, needs a good ride, and he can prove a lot of people wrong.
If I knew how to get a hold of Joe, we could have made it a Falk night because I had CE on here at 7:15. All I need would be Wes and then Joe, and then we'd be all right.
Oh yeah, you can have a whole night with all of us. If you had my dad and Charlie and you could, and Eddie, you could have one interesting evening on the radio.
Oh my God, we had one night we went out to NASCAR Sports Grill and brought in some of the older guys from out there from racing way back, and it was good. Oh my God, was it Joe Hendrick Sr.?
Mm-hmm.
And we had Donnie Harris.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a few others we threw in the mix, and I tell you what, it got to be wild and fun. Yeah, you'll have to go check on YouTube and watch the show.
Yeah, I miss. Again, racing changes. It's a constantly evolving landscape, and you miss a lot of the history that's gone from the place now. Because I remember, coming up and seeing these guys and getting a chance to meet them and shake their hands, and the landscape's different than it used to be. It was, I guess it was a different kind of racer. I mean, everybody still has the same objective. You're out there to beat the other guy, be competitive. And some people were doing it trying to go places. Some people were doing it trying to have fun. But then you got these guys that did it with, tow bars and just, drug it on the tires they were going to race on.
There you go.
And now these guys have got these monster haulers full of equipment and 2 cars, and it makes you nostalgic. The good old days were interesting. Guys showed up with open trailers and cars that they built out of a little garage in the back, or some of them didn't even have a garage, and they still ran fast.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, it was, hey, some of the guys drove the car they were racing to the track.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
They tore it up. They had to get a ride with somebody else home.
Yeah, I remember hearing, I've heard stories about my grandfather racing in Chinese Corner and Princeton and all these other places. So, racing's just not the same atmosphere. But it's, we're still doing well. We got good people. It's still the same family. A little more corporate than it used to be.
He may have known my father because my dad used to run around Chinese Corner and at Langley Speedway back in the day. He was out there with Lovelace and some of the other guys out there, and he used to race against Richard and Lee Petty too. So
I guarantee you that, yeah.
I mean, I actually had my mind blown away. I was 8 years old, and his phone rings, and my dad says, "Hey, you want to go meet Richard Petty?" I said, "Sure." Because he's always talked it up, about him and him, all good buddy and everything. And we got out there. It was at Merrimack Motors back in '63. He was hauling around his race car like we used to on an open wheel trailer. And went out there, and as soon as they saw each other, they started hugging on each other like long-lost brothers, and my jaw just hit the floor.
Pretty cool, isn't it?
I had to eat crow. But I tell you what, I made sure I stayed in contact with those guys for quite a while.
Yep.
So
it's funny, Roddy. I mean, I guess you and I have been lucky enough to kind of grow up around the sport. As it kind of as it changed and got big, but you saw these guys on pit road, and they were just like everybody else. And now you're looking back and like, man, I wish I could have got him to sign me a couple autographs, or I should have actually done that. But they were just everyday people to you. They were just people you saw on the racetrack.
Yeah. Well, my dad actually took a picture with me, my sisters, and Richard. We were standing on the open wheel trailer, and he was standing there beside us, and I've got the pictures back there because he even autographed them back then because he had one of those instant Polaroids that you peel off and everything. You got to wait for it to do its thing, and Richard signed the back of them. So
that's cool.
I mean, that was sweet. I still got them hidden away somewhere. I got tons of stuff hidden away somewhere. Yeah,
I guess that's the one piece of advice I can give anybody coming up in this sport now is if you get a chance to meet some of these guys, even though he might not be big time now, take the time to shake his hand and grab a hero card and sign his autograph, because one day that guy might make it somewhere. You never know who's going to make it. So take the time to get to know your competitors, because in most cases they end up being your friend. And I can say that from being in the sport for a long time. You make a lot of good friends, and Facebook's made it interesting to keep in contact with some of these guys that you raced with 15 years ago. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, when I was talking with CE earlier, I was telling him, I said, all the people I wanted to go out and revisit, or people we've had on the show, go out and shake their hands, see them face to face, stuff like that. I only got to maybe 1/3 of the people this past Richmond race that I wanted to get to. Some of them are future guests on the show. Some we've had on the show quite often. There's always some of them I always go by and will always go see because we've been good friends on the show for a long time. So, I mean, there's just never enough time, it seems like. You could probably still have a week there and you still wouldn't get to everybody.
You're right about that. Yeah, it's funny to go to a racetrack, especially if you've gone. Let's say you take somebody for the first time that's never been, and and you've been running around the place since you were kids, and you try and take somebody down pit road, you got to stop at this pit and that pit and that pit. And You know, and I guess eventually they think you're the mayor of the racetrack because you freaking know everybody. But you know, yeah, get a chance to know your fellow competitors. That's you know, just because you race a guy hard doesn't, and you don't like him on the racetrack doesn't mean he's not a nice guy off of it.
Yeah, I mean there were a lot of people. I mean I've been in the pits at Richmond quite often, and it's always nice to be able to get somebody to go in that hasn't been and get to meet some of the people that I knew. You know, Chocolate Myers, he was always a good guy to go up and BS with him. I used to have a blast with him and Jerry Haley on Earnhardt's team.
Yep.
We'd get into some trouble. I actually, they had an engine that blew in A.J. Foyt's car, and they had given him to use, and everybody left, and Jerry Haley was there, and I was walking by, and he yelled for me, and I came on up to the front of the car. He says, "Here, give me a hand." He says, "Take your jacket off, put it over here, put your camera over there," and we started tearing down the Earnhardt's engine.
That's cool.
That was sweet.
That's cool.
So, I mean, there's lots of neat stories in there. I had Paul Lubno and Denny Hamlin. Took Lubno down there, and he was able to run into him, and they were sharing the fun about the wall award they got back there when Denny used to race at Langley in Grand Stock.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of neat little stories go through there. I mean, and it's fun. And just like you said, you and I both have been around quite a few of them, and you've seen them come from Langley and go up. You know, like Denny, CE, he's been able to go up and do a couple of truck rides. Danny and Greg Edwards, they ran ASA for a while, and Danny actually got to run.
To the left too, you got, you know, Eddie Pardue, who's left on the engineering side of things, come out of Langley Speedway, and there's some other names there that you know have gone on to fabricate other places. You know, Elton, Roger, those guys have all gone to do other things in the sport. And we got Joey Cohen, who's out there on the engineering side, that, you know, has been around the Speedway. Woody's been lucky enough to get out and do some things, and got a chance to run the Denny race. That was good to see. So yeah, man, it's pretty neat to see.
Oh yeah, I could start running off a long list. We had Mark Schmuck, Brian Morehouse, who is a NASCAR official. Oh goodness. Trevor Falls, his brother went to work for Roush.
Yep.
Buddy Malish's sign guy, Jimmy Jenkins, went to work for Hendricks. I mean, the list goes on. You start researching, you find out a lot of people have come from Langley and have gone up and been up with the big guys. One way, shape, form, or another. So who you got for sponsors? You haven't even talked about them, I don't think, have you?
Well, my sponsors?
Yeah.
Well, I got to give a shout out to Mark Brooks, who has been kind enough to let me drive this Champ cart. He owns 3, mine, his, and Josh Ayer's cart. And Mark is if he can clap for him. If not, don't. But he just retired from the military, 26-year veteran, retired command master chief. Loves the sport of racing. Loves to do things right. He's a perfectionist. He's a lot of fun to work with, and a good friend to me now. I really enjoy my time working with him. But we're lucky enough to have Mark Brooks, who pretty much takes care of all the bills. I mean, he going for Mark will be racing. I've got Allstate, the Scott DeShiel agency out of Elizabeth City is signed on. I think Josh has got, we may be unveiling one here shortly. We've got Affordable Transmissions, LJ Wood. We're lucky to have some, a couple good people to make this work.
Well, good. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. It's probably past your supper time.
I'm just starting work, and we're opening up the paperwork now. I haven't even eaten dinner.
Uh-oh. Well, that's the same here. As soon as I get done here and shut down everything, I'm heading for some supper myself.
Gotcha. Well, feel free to call again. I'm glad to finally have the time to call you guys. I enjoy talking about the sport, and it's one of those things I look forward to every Saturday or Sunday, wherever I get to go, if I get a chance to be competitive and go around and just hang out. just got a true love for the sport. I mean, it's great to finally get a chance to talk to you guys on the show.
Well, I'm glad that, well, I did a solo show tonight. Otherwise, we usually have about 3 people up here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got here. I'm in Shiflett country down here. I'm about 2 miles from, I guess I'm within a 5-mile radius of both of the Shifletts. So we don't run to Hampton unless we have to. So we appreciate the phone-in shows.
Okay. All right, we have a good night, Albert. We'll talk to you later.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
All right.
Oh, good. Well, that was a good lineup. Brian Morehouse, from one of the NASCAR officials that bops around the racing series that we all watch on TV. C.E. Falk, the third, late model driver. He's got a couple of championships, Langley, and doing pretty good. He's had some seat time in the Camping World Truck Series as well. Chrissy Wallace, the daughter of Mike Wallace. I always feel bad about leading into something like that, you know, the daughter or son of, you know. But, hey, it is what it is. It's a good family name. I meant to talk to her about Kenny when we were talking about sponsors and everything, which you get tagged with. But anyway, she's very nice, very pretty. We want to get her out there racing in the main series. She's been in the trucks. She's run a lot of different vehicles. Let's get her out there hopefully sometime soon. And Albert Falk, like I said, he's been around racing for quite a bit also. Run a lot of laps around Langley Speedway. So hopefully everybody enjoyed the show tonight, and we'll see you next week. See ya!
Hi, my name is Natalie Sather. I drive the 94 K&N Lady Eagle Safety Wear, Butler built seats, bell helmets, hooker harness seatbelts, number 94 at South Boston Speedway. Be sure to listen to Let's Talk Racing TV.
I'm Sam Hunt, drive a 42 car on the thing Let's Talk Racing.
Hey guys, I'm Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bain, and thank you for watching Let's Talk Racing.
Hi, I'm Robert Richardson Jr., driver of the number 23 Dodge Challenger for R3 Motorsports in the NASCAR Nationwide Series, and you're watching Let's Talk Racing.
I'm Tony Peter, driver of the number 17 Toyota in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, and you're listening to Let's Talk Racing.
Let's Talk Racing is brought to you by PC Doctors, Computer Sales and Services. This doctor still makes house calls. And also Hampton Incredible Tees and Signs, both located at 1248 North King Street in Hampton, Virginia.